From a military base in northern Russia, several experienced commandos hurriedly climbed into a military transport aircraft. Their faces showed clear signs of tension. Within minutes, they would be sent toward a mysterious submarine hidden somewhere in the middle of the sea. Very few countries would normally take such a risky decision, because deploying commandos near a submarine in open waters is an extremely dangerous operation. But on that day, the situation was far from normal. At exactly 10:54 in the morning, daily surveillance operations were underway inside the radar control room of Russia's important Baltic naval base. Massive screens displayed different sections of the Northern Sea region. Everything appeared normal until a strange signal suddenly appeared on the radar. At first, the signal looked like an ordinary fishing trawler. The system identified it exactly that way. However, very few fishing boats are allowed to enter that area, and most of them belong to Russia itself. Because of that, nobody initially considered it a serious threat. But within a few minutes, the situation began to change. The radar officer on duty noticed something unusual. The signal remained completely stationary in the exact same location. A normal fishing boat never stays still for that long. Fishing vessels constantly move from one area to another while operating their nets. Yet this mysterious signal appeared frozen in place in the middle of the sea. The officer's suspicion quickly grew stronger. After monitoring it for several more minutes, he immediately informed senior commanders. To investigate the situation, a MiG-29 fighter jet was ordered to the location. Within a short time, the fighter jet reached the area. But what the pilot saw created even more confusion. The entire section of the sea was completely empty. There were no fishing boats, no military ships, not even a small civilian vessel. The pilot immediately reported the situation back to the radar control room. But surprisingly, the exact same signal was still visible on radar. That meant something was there, something that could not be seen from the air. At first, officials suspected the possibility of a high-altitude surveillance drone. However, after scanning the entire area, the fighter jet failed to detect anything in the sky. At that moment, Russian authorities began to suspect that whatever they were tracking might actually be underwater. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Russia quickly deployed a specialized sonar unit. This advanced sonar technology was designed to move silently underwater while scanning massive sections of the sea and sending live information directly back to the control room. After moving closer to the target area, the sonar unit suddenly detected a large object beneath the water. Analysts immediately began examining the data. Within moments, the conclusion became clear. It was a submarine. As soon as the confirmation arrived, the entire radar control room went on high alert. The most concerning part was that no communication could be established with the submarine. Normally, submarines operating in international waters respond to emergency signals or identify themselves when contacted. But this submarine remained completely silent. At that point, Russia still did not know which country the submarine belonged to. To remove any doubt, another sonar unit was deployed. The second sonar detected the exact same object. There was no longer any uncertainty. A real, unidentified submarine was operating deep beneath the sea. Meanwhile, the crew inside the submarine had likely realized that their position had been discovered. Multiple sonar units were now moving around their location. Although Russia possessed advanced submarines of its own, preparing and deploying them to the area would have taken too much time. But the situation was changing rapidly. Because of that, Russia made a decision rarely seen under normal circumstances. A specially trained airborne commando unit was ordered to prepare for immediate deployment. The objective was simple: reach the submarine's location as quickly as possible by air, and observe it directly before it could escape. Within a short time, a military transport aircraft took off from the Baltic Air Base, carrying the special commandos. The aircraft headed directly toward the open sea. Soon, the plane arrived near the target location. The submarine's position was identified below on the surface area of the sea. The commandos immediately began preparing for deployment. Special ropes, rapid descent equipment, and emergency tactical gear were made ready. The entire operation depended on only a few seconds. But at that exact moment, the situation changed once again. The submarine had likely detected the military aircraft overhead. Within seconds, it began diving rapidly into deeper waters. The commandos had not yet fully deployed. In a very short time, the submarine disappeared into the dark depths of the sea. Slowly, it escaped the area and vanished from Russian tracking systems. After the incident, widespread discussions began across Russian media and several international news outlets. However, the most mysterious detail remained unanswered. Russia never officially revealed which country the submarine belonged to. Even its true mission was never publicly explained. Some believed it was part of a secret surveillance operation. Others suspected the submarine had been collecting sensitive military intelligence. A few analysts even suggested it may have belonged to one of the world's major powers conducting a classified reconnaissance. The commandos had not yet fully deployed. In a very short time, the submarine disappeared into the dark depths of the sea. Slowly, it escaped the area and vanished from Russian tracking systems. After the incident, widespread discussions began across Russian media and several international news outlets. However, the most mysterious detail remained unanswered. Russia never officially revealed which country the submarine belonged to. Even its true mission was never publicly explained. Some believed it was part of a secret surveillance operation. Others suspected the submarine had been collecting sensitive military intelligence. A few analysts even suggested it may have belonged to one of the world's major powers conducting a classified reconnaissance mission.